Hi everyone, I just want to give you a quick overview of the three different types of documents that you'll have in your digital stamp. The first one is the JPEG version, which you will find probably in any digital stamp that you download or purchase. It's kind of the standard version. The disadvantage of the JPEG is that it carries along with the stamp this white block. So if you try to layer several stamps or layer a JPEG version of a sentiment over a stamp, sometimes the block edges get in the way of doing that, and you have a problem getting everything to fit. So the other version of the stamp is the PNG version, where that white block background has been taken out. And you can see all you have is the image and the fill with the background being transparent. You can see the checkerboard pattern coming through. So if you were to layer stamps or layer sentiments, there wouldn't be any of the edges in your way. You'd be able to just layer them. The last version is a Photoshop document. You can see all the layers down the side here. And this is built with the lines separate. So if I shut those off, you can see they disappear. The lines are separate. And you also have a full base background, but also all of the individual pieces are separate little layers in here. And the advantage to that is if you want to, you can clip pattern papers in here so that you could make basically a pattern papered piece, wow, say that 5 times fast, version of your stamp. Instead of coloring it, you can clip in pattern papers. Also, if you're a digital artist and you color digitally, it's easier to color the individual layers because you don't have to worry about the things that are right next to each other, like, for instance, the pink that you color the flower getting onto the green of the stem because they're on two separate layers. Even if you just do digital stamps and you don't do any digital coloring, the advantage to this is it's very easy to recolor the lines of the stamp. If you decide instead of black lines you want some other color, you can just recolor the line layer. The easiest way to do that is you go down and you pick the color you want, and I'm going to pick some bright obnoxious color so that you can see the change. So I'm going to pick red, but you may want to change your lines to brown or green or something like that to go with your card. But I'm going to pick red so you can see it. So you make sure that that color's in the front here, the color that you want. And you can actually choose this color from one of your pattern papers if you want to make sure it matches perfectly. Then you're going to go up to Edit, Fill Layer. You want to make sure that you have this Preserve Transparency checked, because if that's not checked, it's going to fill the whole layer. It's not just going to fill your lines. You also want to make sure that you're on the lines layers because that's the one you want filled. And you hit OK, and it will convert all of the line color from the black to the color you chose. Now some people get concerned because with this method, the way that it works, sometimes it can create kind of a jagged edge. Now in my experience with what we're doing, where we're printing hand-drawn stamps and onto cardstock that has a texture itself, really, you never see it. These are very high resolution files, and generally they're given to you fairly large. More likely you're going to shrink them rather than expand them, so normally you don't see it. But if it's a concern, I'm going to Control-Z to get out of here. So it undid, Control-Z undoes. If it's a concern, what you can do instead of coloring the lines directly is you can clip a color into it. So how you do that is you create a new layer above your lines. Your lines are here, your new layer's here. Make sure that your color's in the color picker. Then choose the bucket, and you're just going to fill that whole upper layer with the color that you want. So now you have a big block of color above it. Then the same way that we did the pattern papers, you're going to hold the Alt till you get the 00, click it, and it will click into the lines, and it will give you a smoother edge. Really, like I said, you'll never see it, but if it's a concern, you can do this. The other thing you can think about is If you have a pattern paper that you want to clip into your lines, you can do that too. If you, instead of wanting a brown block, you have a textured brown pattern paper that you want to use instead, you can do the exact same thing. You can move it in here and clip it into the line so that you get that texture effect on your lines. Then what you would do once you're happy with your line color is you would save it as a PNG or a JPEG, however you want to use it, and then you could just add it to a card template.